Anyway, let's stop bickering. Let's get into it.
Right, Jamie.
Hi, Matt.
I want to start with a quote this week.
Go on, then.
Only those who will risk going too far can possibly find out how far they can go.
Wait, that's T.S. Eliot.
The Interplanetary Podcast. The exploration of space for the benefit of all mankind. Your hosts here in London, Matthew Russell and Jamie Franklin.
T.S. Eliot, but it was recently quoted by Buzz Aldrin in his op-ed in The Hill.
That's a beauty.
We'll get onto that story, Morning Glory, later on.
That's the kind of quote, Matt, that you find embroidered in the hallway of someone's home.
Oh, I think it's too dangerous for that.
Maybe an astronaut's home.
Or maybe I might have it as a tattoo.
Because I'm a maverick.
Across my face. So I went too far.
So if you'd like to donate to Matthew's face tattoo, please send us your money.
I'm not going to do that, Jamie.
No.
I think it's irresponsible and would look horrible.
So, Matt, what's been happening in the world of space?
Well, one story I really, really liked, only because there's so much here, is the New Horizons. Remember New Horizons when it flew past Pluto a couple of years ago? Quite, in fact, almost the anniversary of it. And then they sent it off to this other Kuiper Belt object called 2014 MU69. Of course, the 2014 means it was discovered then, MU69. Yes. And they don't really know much about it other than that it's a reasonably big body in the Kuiper Belt. And it gets there, a bit depressingly, and doesn't get there until January the 1st, 2019.
Ugh.
Because it's actually,
ages.
Well, it's another billion miles further out than Pluto.
Yeah, it's quite a way.
It's quite a way, and it's still in the Kuiper Belt. We've been down this route before, haven't we? Where it's just how goddamn big is the solar system? It's, and we're not. And we haven't even got to the Oort cloud. Let's don't even talk.
Big.
It's big. So but what they've been trying to do recently is use occultations, which means that the
isn't that like black magic?
It's not like black magic, although when I tell you how they've done it, it actually does seem like black magic, I have to say. Okay. But it's basically when this Kuiper Belt object moves in front of stars in the background, you're able to get a little bit of information from it. Obviously, because you've got the light shining from behind it, you can maybe even see the shape of this thing. So obviously this is phenomenally difficult because a bit like the solar eclipse that we've got coming up soon in America. Yeah. Obviously, there's only a thin track where you get total eclipse that goes across America. And that's pretty hard to work out when it's just the moon travelling in front of the sun. But when it's an object in the Kuiper Belt billions of miles away going in front of a tiny prick of light, and you'll be able to work out what's going on around it is quite important, because obviously when the spacecraft does a flyby, it doesn't want to crash into some kind of little moon of this object or some tiny asteroid. So it's quite important, but it's I can't believe how hard it is to do this.
Do you ever think that we'll get to the stage where there'll be a news reporter reporting on a flyby, and it will be like a drive-by?
Well, as in someone flew past a space colony and shot someone?
Just open and fired with lasers and stuff.
Well, yeah. Well, Star Wars is a documentary, right?
Exactly.
It's already happened in a galaxy far, far away.
Yeah, I love it.
But get this. So these occultations were measured with 50 telescopes along the ground, trying to sort of capture this moment where the asteroid goes in front. I'm not even saying this Kuiper Belt object goes in front of this star.
That's a lot of telescopes.
It's a lot of telescopes, and imagine the organisation of that. And they managed to get quite a bit of information, but they didn't actually capture the object itself going in front of the star, just the surrounding material, say. So they got quite a lot of stuff from that. And then a second occultation, they used SOFIA. Have you ever seen SOFIA, this telescope?
No, can't say I have.
Oh my God, it's one of the coolest things ever. So like they've got this massive Boeing jumbo jet, and they've cut a hole in the side of it, and they've mounted a telescope in that, so they can fly this telescope a 2.5 meter telescope up into the upper atmosphere on this jumbo jet, and use it to do like pretty fantastic astronomy, including this. So they use this on this second. They use that to try and get even more information about the object that they're going to. And then on the 10th of July, they had a really successful one where they used 24 telescopes across Argentina, which of course is where this track of occultation was going across. They used 24 telescopes there and the Hubble telescope, and they actually managed to observe the object this time as it transited in front of the star for a fraction of a second. And it looks like this object's really, really exciting because it might be a binary object.
Whoa.
So two objects touching each other or in orbit with each other. So everyone's very, very excited about this new Kuiper Belt object and how brilliant. I mean, how exciting were New Horizons pictures of Pluto in the first place, but this one might actually be even more exciting. It might be just extraordinarily weird by the time
What do you think it is, Matt?
I think it's going to be an alien spacecraft that's parked outside of the solar system. That is the logical explanation.
Yeah, exactly. That's the probable answer.
Yeah. So, and obviously, the mission scientist said the new finding is simply spectacular. The shape of MU69 is truly provocative and could mean another first for New Horizons going to a binary object in the Kuiper Belt. This was Alan Stern. I could not be happier with the occultation results, which promise a scientific bonanza for the flyby.
Cool, I haven't heard that word for a while.
Yeah, I used to enjoy watching Bonanza, but that really does.
Do you remember
betray
Johnny Briggs?
My age? Johnny Briggs.
Yeah.
Yes.
Didn't he always used to say? Or isn't it his brother who always used to say Bonanza?
Oh yeah. Oh my God.
That just flashed into my head.
And
That's
Gene
the kind
Boat.
of memory I've got.
Yes. Wow.
Yeah.
We're going back a long way.
We are going back a long way.
Both betrayed our age.
That was the theme tune for all our American listeners who were wondering what the hell I'm going on about. It was a
good theme
children's
tune,
TV program about
Johnny
a little
Briggs
boy and his life up north of England.
Bonanza. So let's get back to the Buzz Aldrin story from the earlier quote. So Buzz Aldrin wrote a piece in The Hill, which I think presumably is to do with Capitol Hill, so it's like a Washington newspaper perhaps, but it's online, thehill.com, and he wrote a piece about how we must get back to Mars. Very interesting, again, how the push has now gone back to the moon. Everyone is talking about the moon. It is clear now, I think, we're going back to the moon, and that's the next step. Mars
Absolutely.
is a long way off. Here we come, moon. But he was basically saying that the effort, obviously he was really proud of the Apollo program, but it's time we sort of knuckled down for the next big thing. And he was really, really pleased about the National Space Council. As David Baker was saying, he was sort of saying what a good thing that is, what a positive step that is. But he was also saying how we need to work with China because the Americans aren't allowed to work with China. And I think he's sort of saying we should definitely try and sort that problem out because it was embarrassing being at a global space conference, everyone being there except the Americans because China are there and they're not allowed to talk to them. So it's like he's saying the National Space Council should basically position themselves to be the leader of a partnership between all space-capable nations to get to Mars, which basically he's saying, first of all, let's go to the moon, do that, and also try and sort out what's eating up all the NASA budget. So everything that's getting spent on SLS and Orion and all that, he was saying we need to sort it out because it's billions of dollars and we've got no money to do anything else.
Really need to sort it out. It seems mental that that's still happening.
Yeah, so I wonder what he means by that. I mean, does he mean drop that program and partner up with everyone else to get to the moon and do the deep space gateway and all that? So
yeah,
that's quite interesting. He's saying that on the 50th anniversary of the first Apollo landing, which will be 2019, of course, quite again this time in 2 years' time, he wants whoever the president is to commit to an occupation of Mars with international crews through US leadership.
Yes.
Which is where that quote came in, only those who risk going too far.
That is great.
Do it. Just do it.
Yeah, let's just get our hands dusty. Moon
Good
dusty.
on you. Good on you, Buzz. Good on you.
Well done, sir. Well done.
So, Curiosity rover, on the night of August the 5th, i.e. today, landed in Gale Crater.
Yes.
Down. I can't believe that's 5 years ago. That is literally doing my mind in.
Crazy.
How many miles do you reckon it travelled through space to get there?
Well, it's got to be around the 352 million mark, isn't it?
352 million miles.
Gosh almighty.
And landed in Gale Crater, of course, using the what's the name?
It'll come to you. Keep going.
The sky crane. So it used the sky crane. Oh, and what's really weird about the sky crane is that it used a part from the space shuttle. This pressure regulator from the space shuttle was sort of, let's take that bit out and use it in the old sky crane. So, yeah, a bit of the space shuttle landed the Curiosity rover on Mars.
That is nice. That is kind of romantic, that.
Yeah. So what's Curiosity rover done? What has Curiosity rover ever done for us?
Sanitation,
dams, legal system. No, none of those things.
None of those.
It's none of those things. But it did fire its chem-cam a few days after landing. Chem-cam, which is like a laser that fires into rocks and then uses spectrum analysis to work out what the rocks are made of. That's pretty cool, isn't it? It took 8 years to build. So imagine how excited the scientists who built that were when it fired for the first time and worked.
Awesome.
I mean, it's like being rattled around in a spacecraft, gone through 350 million miles of space, then gone flying down on the sky crane, bashed down onto the red planet, and it still works. This like ridiculously sensitive piece of equipment.
Just unbelievable. Imagine if it didn't work. Imagine how gutted you'd be if you were the scientist leading up a team of people that worked for 8 years.
Well, that's kind of what's happened.
This thing to work.
Yeah, that's kind of what's happened with the drill. So the drill was used a few months after landing for the first time. And again, it showed lots of signs of a wet world, a previous wet world. But it's stalled now. The drill stalled in 2016. And 7 months later, NASA is still trying to fix the thing. They think they might be able to find a workaround, because the mechanism that actually pushes the drill bit into the rock. They think they might be able to use the arm to do it, but it's one of those things you can't just sort of just try it out, because if it goes wrong and you wreck the rover, that's it. It's like, imagine use the arm and it goes down and the whole rover tips over because it.
Imagine the stares that you would get if you were the one.
Be like, guys, come look at this photo. What is it? It's an upside down rover. No.
Oh God.
So it's got lots of other things on. It's got lots of other things on the rover, like the shamin, the chemistry and mineralogy, sample analysis machines, and things like that. And they've pretty much dug up tons and tons of science. A lot of it to do with what lakes and streams there were on Mars.
Yeah, absolutely.
Before.
Which, as we know from previous episodes, that water, it's the gas station of the galaxy.
Yeah, but water on Mars was there for such a long time that you had lakes that had different types of sediment and it so there's a really good chance that microbes actually sprung up. Well, no, I just no idea what the chance is, and I don't think anyone else does. But it's really tantalising chance that life sprung up on Mars as well, and maybe panspermia gave rise to life on Earth. Who knows?
This is what I think.
Yeah.
It's definitely what I think.
Yeah, and then you've got radiation. So all the time, Curiosity rover's been measuring the radiation to see how bad it would be for humans living on Mars. So and it worked out that there'd be just over 1 sievert of radiation during an 860-day Mars mission, which includes the flight there and the flight back.
1 sievert.
1 sievert. And the European Space Agency limits its astronauts' lifetime exposure to 1 sievert, which causes a 5% increase in lifetime risk of fatal cancer. NASA's is a slightly... unusually, NASA's is slightly more stringent at 3%. But they're sort of saying, this is obviously a manageable number, so... people going to Mars increase their risk of getting cancer, but it's not, by the same amount of, say, eating loads of red meat. Say, let's go.
Exactly. I'd take those risks.
I'm definitely taking the risks.
You know what I mean?
One of the coolest pictures ever that is the one that it took of a meteorite, which they've called Lebanon. So as Curiosity trundled along, it found a meteorite.
Why have they called it Lebanon, out of interest?
Do you know what? I have no idea.
Is it because the scientist was from Lebanon?
Well, maybe it looks like the Lebanon, because it's a weird shape.
Right, listeners, if anyone knows, please tweet in or
tweet it in.
Email in. I'd be really intrigued to know that.
Hello, listener. If you're listening to me, tweet the answer in. There we go. I've whispered in their ear.
Heavy metal.
Heavy metal! I found an iron meteorite on Mars! That's the voice of Mars Curiosity itself on Twitter.
That's what it sounds like.
Yeah, it is. If you ever wondered what Mars Curiosity sounds like, it is that.
You know what we haven't spoken about this week?
What do I need to get a drink ready?
SpaceX!
Elon Musk drink.
So, launching last new first-generation Dragon cargo ship.
Yeah. So that's it. So they've I guess what they're saying here is that they've finished building the Dragon 1. They're not going to build anymore. They're just going to use reused ones. So don't know what point they'll start phasing out the reused ones, because Dragon 2 should start flying in the first half of next year. So that's it now. To concentrate on actually building Dragon 2, they're just not going to make the Dragon 1 anymore, and all the Dragon 1s going up to the space station are going to be like the last one that went up that was just reused.
What are they going to do with them?
Keep reusing them, I guess.
They're just not going to make any more.
And they're not going to make any more. And once they've reused them and Dragon 2 has taken over the whole inventory of launches, then I guess they'll get sent to various museums, perhaps. Maybe. Oh my God, how cool would that be, having a dragon in the Science Museum here?
See that.
Right, I'm going to write a letter to the Science Museum
to see that.
Say, we need a dragon. We need a dragon in the Science Museum.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh wow, that's actually quite cool, isn't it?
I tell you what is cool, Matt. Virgin Galactic is cool.
Oh yes.
Do you know? Did I ever tell you that I once applied to be cabin crew on Virgin Galactic?
No.
This was probably about 5 years ago, and the news came out that how long's Virgin Galactic been a thing? Well, 5 years ago is when I noticed it anyway.
Well, it's at least 10 years. Yeah.
And there was a thing online that said, you can apply to be part of the crew. And I don't mean crew as in, astronaut or the scientist. I mean someone serving you your hot chocolate.
Oh, you'd be so good at that. Imagine
I'd be well good at that.
Yeah, and as you hand out your drinks, you could say, I'm also, you may have heard of me, I'm Jamie from the Interplanetary Podcast.
Oh my God, I'm so nervous. And I'd say yes. And if you look to your left, you will see the Kuiper Belt. And if you look to your right, you will see gangs of small children slaves on Mars. Maybe not. Maybe it doesn't. I don't think it's going to go quite that far. No. But yeah, I'd have loved that. And do you know what, Matt? Didn't even get a reply.
No way.
No reply at all.
They've got you on a database. They haven't started interviewing yet.
Cheers, Brano.
You might get a letter. 2004, by the way, is when it was.
Oh, there we go. God, it was quite a while ago.
Why are you talking about Virgin Galactic?
Well, SpaceShipTwo flight test. And Matt.
Yes.
It's a successful one.
Yes, it certainly was. They tested quite a few things. And this actually...
Tested ship with different centre of gravity.
Yeah.
Conducted nitrous dump
Ooh.
Lol.
Yeah.
While still attached to White Knight 2.
Or I like to call
Also
it as
tested the
WKT.
feather system. Do you know what the feather system is, Matt?
Yeah, well, the feather system's a really important bit. It's the bit where it comes back in like a shuttlecock.
This was the 6th glide flight for SpaceShipTwo Unity and the 36th of the program.
Yeah, and I think that what they're saying, this might be the last glide test, and if it is the last glide test, then it's quite likely they might have a sort of powered flight test in the next month or so. So that was really exciting because that might mean that SpaceShipTwo will be flying into space before the end of this year.
When he says flying into space, I assume that he means not
above
manned.
Manned because it's got two pilots.
Sorry, not manned. I mean with passengers.
Not with passengers. No, it's going to go up obviously with the two pilots and go above the Kármán line. It's not going to go into orbital space though. It's just going to get into space so that you can see the thin blue line.
Awesome.
That's going to be
good
pretty
luck,
awesome.
sir.
Yeah.
Good luck, sirs.
Good luck, Virgin Galactic. Talking of job applications, Jamie.
Oh, yeah.
There's the Planetary Protection Officer job going, I've noticed, on LinkedIn at the moment. Very exciting, yes. So you can be the Planetary Protector. It's a job going, NASA. Planetary Protection Officer, i.e. Guardian of the Galaxy. And this one young boy, one young boy applied, and sweetly put that he was a Guardian of the Galaxy, and got a reply back. I think he was 9 or something. He got a reply back from NASA, and they said, you've got to stop things like microbes from the moon coming back and infecting us all. I was thinking, NASA have admitted there's microbes on moon. That will be the new conspiracy theory, because essentially,
whereas I can already hear Alex Jones now.
Oh yeah, and he goes, "It's in this NASA letter. It even says so."
And it's landing on Earth and it's turning the frogs gay. Did you ever see that one?
No, I didn't.
Oh God, I'll send you a link. Absolutely brilliant, just gold.
Oh my gosh. I saw a brilliant article by Eric Berger, our favourite space journalist.
Love Eric Berger.
And it was about small rockets and big dreams. The race to space heats up, and it's about all these new small rocket systems that are finally coming to age. And so, obviously, I guess he was writing it because Vector Space had just launched their second successful suborbital test of their tiny rocket that's and of course in the wake of Rocket Lab doing the same thing from New Zealand, and that back to Virgin, they're just flying their 747 aircraft, which is called Cosmic Girl, which is the 747 that they've basically modified so that they can launch rockets from the bottom of it, and it's called Launcher 1 rocket. We haven't seen the actual rocket itself, but it looks like they're going to be flying from that in the first half of 2018 as well. So it's a busy time for Virgin, isn't it?
Sounds like a 90s indie song, doesn't it?
But I guess that's, similar to Pegasus, but it's a commercial thing. So that's quite interesting, isn't it?
Very interesting.
I want to do a shout out.
Here we go.
I want to do a shout out to Jonathan Stroud.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, Jonathan Stroud wrote a brilliant article on Medium about his favourite space podcasts.
Get out of town. Don't
Jamie,
tell me he included us.
He certainly did. I actually love the review of us on that.
What did he say about us?
Well, he pretty much sort of just basically said, if you want to listen to a couple of Brits riffing off about space, then this is the place, because we're putting the ace back into space.
The Interplanetary podcast. Oh, no, that's amazing. Cheers, Jonathan.
There's Jonathan. That's really... things like that.
Big up yourself.
Genuinely make doing this pretty cool. Thank you. Thank you very much.
It's a lonely job,
It's a lonely job, but we got...
we know that someone else is out there.
It's like sometimes we feel as though we're talking into the void. Like a spaceman that's been ejected through the air vent.
Matt, do you ever think about what your
Yes.
autobiography would be called?
I think it's going
Because
to be
I
called...
think Small Rockets, Big Dreams might be a good one for either of us.
Yeah. Small Rockets, Big Dreams. It's quite good, actually, yeah. I like to think of... I think my autobiography is going to be Matthew Russell, the modern-day Renaissance man.
Oh, God.
What do you think?
Oh, yeah, I quite like it.
Or my favourite, named after my second solo album, Matthew Russell, Art Soul.
I often thought that mine would be called Jamie Franklin. Sorry, I had to say that.
Oh, no, that's genius.
Please remember to edit that. Oh, and listeners, you'll have to find out. I'll probably release it when I'm 76, and then you'll know what that word was.
What?
VITA.
VITA.
Lovely VITA. VITA, hey.
Which is vitality, innovation, technology and ability. That's the name of your autobiography, surely.
Oh, well, there we go. That's it.
Jamie Franklin, VITA. I don't know why I had to beep that out before.
Yeah, exactly.
But,
what was wrong with that?
No, it was mad, wasn't it? But, so that is the mission up to the International Space Station that flew last week, just after the last show.
I love the ISS. I looked out my window the other day.
Oh, yeah, it flew over, didn't it?
I saw the ISS going over, and it's just such a pleasure to watch that. It just blows my mind. When you tell people that there's...
6 astronauts going over.
There it is. There's 6 astronauts just whizzing around.
The next time, if it wasn't cloudy, I really want to do that thing of trying to take a picture of it. Because I've noticed a lot of people on Twitter get some really good pictures of, and actually you can see the whole shape of it and everything.
Send us your pictures, please.
Yeah,
we'll put them up on our blog.
We will. Any pictures you send us, we'll retweet.
I'd love that.
I retweeted Cosmic Carol's as well because she was out in her. I think she's a bit of a nut when it comes to looking at the Carol. ISS. So that's quite cool.
Carol, send us your top 3.
Yeah, send us the top 3 ISS shots. Then we have. I named them last week, didn't I? The people that are going up: Sergei Ryazanski, Randy Bresnik. Randy Bresnik's a legend as well. He's been up on the space shuttle and all sorts of things. So,
well, anyone called Randy is a legend to start with, but he is especially.
I think they call him Comrade as well. I think he's called. I think he's really? got Randolph James Comrade Bresnik.
Awesome.
There we go. So. That's pretty cool, isn't it? And he's September the 11th, 1967. He was born. It's a long time ago. A little bit older than me, but almost the same birthday. They've flown up, and VITA. It's a lot of it is around this guy Paolo Angelo Nespoli from Milan, and he was born in 1957. Yes, folks. An astronaut who's 60. And he helped design the patch for this as well. And he's going up to meet Peggy Whitson, Jack Fisher, and Fyodor Yurchikhin. So it's... six astronauts you would have seen as the ISS flew over, and it's those 6, all of them pretty legendary, it has to be said.
Basically are.
But I decided, because of Paolo being... like this vintage European astronaut, we should maybe make him Astronaut of the Week this week.
Astronaut of the Week!
So
that's the new jingle.
I like it. Well, we're going to have to work on that.
Yeah.
We're going to have to work on the old jingle front. Because we've got some exciting news about that at the end of the podcast.
We have.
Yep. So Paolo Angelo Nespoli, born in Milan, is an Italian astronaut, an engineer, who likes Andrea Bocelli, I noticed. He likes to have that as his wake-up music. He joined the Italian army in 1977, when I was only 6, for goodness sake. He received his bachelor's degree in engineering in 1988.
I was -2.
Wow. And his master's degree in 1989. This guy's so much better than you are, Jamie. And
you don't know what I do in my spare time.
You don't know what I do. You don't know about my crew.
About my crew. Oh, Lord. Lord above.
Due to his military background, he is also a master parachutist, parachute instructor, and a jump master, high altitude, low opening, and special forces operator. So
okay, that's pretty cool. But can we just go back to Jump Master?
Yeah.
What does that mean?
I guess he means he's the person that says jump like that, and everyone goes out. So he's like in charge of people being.
Wow.
Yeah, you know, he's the
It's
man.
not that he's a master at jumping.
No, he's like a basketball player, or someone like Eddie Van Halen, who's the master at doing the jump solo.
Jump!
Love that song.
Tune.
It is a tune. In 2007, he went up on the Space Shuttle Discovery as a mission specialist, STS-120, and installed the Harmony module went up with that, which is also from Turin. So another Italian thing. The commander of the space shuttle that day was Pamela Melroy.
Good work, Pam.
Who was the second female commander of a shuttle, and they were going up to the space station where they were going to meet none other than Peggy Whitson, the first female commander.
BW.
Who's notice anything? Peggy Whitson is on the International Space Station welcoming Paolo Nespoli. Exactly the same thing happened way back in 2007. So that's, 10 years ago. They had pretty much exactly the same experience. So that must be really nice,
I
mustn't
love
it?
that. First and second female commanders. Awesome.
I've got a couple of cool facts about STS-120 as well. The STS-120 originally had Piers Sellers, who was our astronaut of the week a couple of weeks ago. Well, it wasn't ours. It was actually Sarah Crudis's astronaut of the week. But due to the Columbia disaster, that was all changed. So Piers Sellers got bumped on a little bit. The coolest thing about the flight was Luke Skywalker's lightsaber from Return of the Jedi was on board.
You serious?
So they took it up to space and then brought it back down again, and now it's in a museum somewhere.
That is sick, man.
Imagine owning that. That'd be pretty cool.
That would be very cool.
So he's been up to the International Space Station in December 2010 on a Soyuz TMA-20 spacecraft. And that was with Katie Coleman, if you remember. She was the astronaut I met at that BIS event a few weeks ago. And he helped dock the ATV-2 Johannes Kepler. We've mentioned that vehicle on the show before because that's the vehicle that they're now adapting to turn into the Orion service module. The bit that David Baker was talking about last week about how unpleased Lockheed Martin are about all that.
Yes.
He also grabbed the Japanese HTV-2 craft as well, so he's a bit of an old dab hand at the old Canada arm.
Just
I'd imagine.
A bit, yeah.
Sadly, though, his mother died while he was on orbit.
Oh,
on the 4th of May. Poor chap.
That's not nice.
But when he left the ISS on the 23rd of May, he was able to take the first picture of a space shuttle docked with the ISS from the perspective of a Russian Soyuz spacecraft.
Amazing. We need to put that picture up.
Yeah. And actually, he's actually got the title of Director of Photography on a film called First Orbit.
That's awesome.
Because he filmed so much of the footage.
Love that.
So So remember, Paolo Nespoli, fantastic Italian astronaut who turns 60 this year and is still a fully functioning, brilliant astronaut.
Long may it continue, Paolo.
Yeah, so you're never too old to do anything.
Absolutely.
Paolo, you're the man.
You the man.
So, I think that's all we've got time for this week, Jamie.
It is.
So, we should first of all remind listeners to please go to iTunes, subscribe, leave a lovely review. A lot of you have done that, and that's really, really great because now our reviews are showing because enough of people have reviewed that people can see what people think about the Interplanetary Podcast, which is great. And obviously, if you want to write an article about what your favourite space podcasts are, don't forget to mention us.
Exactly.
which currently no one has, which is fantastic news.
Exactly.
And on that news, we've decided that we're going to have a kind of brand new format for the Interplanetary Podcast.
Yes.
We're going to up the production values. We're going to change the format around. But in order to do that, we're going to have to go monthly.
We're actually going to get new microphones.
Yeah, new microphones. This is basically, we're just upping the production value so that when people do tune in, they think this really is pro.
You're no longer going to hear my washing machine dancing across the room at night. We're actually going to be in a soundproof room with mics.
Yeah.
I mean, I tell you what, we are upping the game. And because it's monthly,
we're upping the game.
It means we're going to have interviews. We're going to really just smash it out of the park.
We're going to smash it out of the park, and it's going to be one of the greatest things. I think it'll go down as humankind's pinnacle of achievement.
Let's not forget that in 3 episodes' time, it's the big 5-0, and people should get excited because we've got some special stuff planned.
We will release more data about that as we get nearer, but it's definitely going to be interactive. It's going to involve all you lot, and maybe even an invited audience. How cool would that be? But we'll definitely do something very, very exciting for our 50th episode. Not quite as exciting as our 100th episode is going to be off the hook.
Well, that will be in orbit, won't it?
Yeah.
The 100th
Yeah, we'll do that. We'll do it in orbit.
Yeah.
So,
because, if I know Richard Branson, he'll get back to me straight away.
Totes.
Yeah.
Well, no, don't worry about that job, Jamie. I've got a sneaky suspicion that once because they've been busy, haven't they? With
I just think maybe it's just gone into their junk
No,
mail.
I don't. I think they've got a pile of CVs. Yours is in there, and as soon as they're ready to start,
probably at the top, isn't it?
As soon as they start when they're ready to interview, they're going to go, right, let's get them in. They interview them, and you'll be a trolley boy before you know it. It'll be so cool. You'll be able to do the standing there doing your...
I don't want to brag, Matt, but I was the youngest ever supervisor at Costa Coffee's Gatwick Airport North Terminal. So if anyone has experience of serving tea and coffee in a busy environment,
I think
it's in a hostile environment. It's me.
I think you can put that down as aviation experience.
Aviation experience mixed with customer service. And I tell you what, the best goddamn mochaccino you'll ever taste.
I've heard
if they
that about
don't
you.
Take me, they'll just be mugging themselves.
Yeah. Well, you're clearly at the top of the CV pile. Just don't worry about it, Jamie. Jamie, we have now extended the podcast way past our allotted time slot with your silly nonsense.
It's the Interplanetary Podcast.
Ding the ace. Back into space. Oh yeah, baby, space. I'm going to say bye-bye to the space cats out there. And thank you.
Bye, guys.
Thank you so much for listening.
Thank you as always.
No, thank you. Genuinely.
See you soon. Bye.
Bye-bye. Bye-bye, space cats. Au revoir. Au revoir.